Hey guys, this is Kevin and Nico from Eskimo Callboy, and we talked the last time we talked about the problems dealing with our band's name, and now we want to do something about it. We want to get some more information, and this is what we're doing right now.
Exactly, and that's why we got in touch with a person that can give us a lot more information about our topic. We got in touch with Frank Seersen. He's a professor for Greenlandic and Arctic studies at the University of Copenhagen. And yeah, we're having here a little Zoom chat right now. We're trying to get some answers to our questions. Hey, Frank, what's up?
Hey. Hi.
You're good?
Yes, I'm good, and good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you again. We have to tell the people out there that we already talked for a while. We had a little chat beforehand where we exchanged our experiences. You studied anthropology first, and then you became a professor for originally Eskimology.
Yes, but you know that study program also changed its name into Greenlandic and Arctic Studies quite recently, actually.
Okay.
But I've been researching the Arctic and political developments for 25 years.
Wow, that's quite a while.
And I think it's important to understand a little bit of history in order to appreciate why it might be necessary to change the band name, right? And as a researcher of political histories in the Arctic, you also have to understand that there are a lot of different indigenous peoples, and the Inuit, they are only one of these indigenous groups. And today there are roughly 180,000 Inuit living in Siberia, Alaska, Canada, and Greenland, right? And there are many different Inuit groups with different languages, with different cultures, with different traditions, and different ways of life. But they share one common character, and that is that they have all been part of colonial systems of the West for more than 300 years. And the term Eskimo was developed as part of this colonial system. And it was used as a stereotype to categorize all these different Inuit groups into one category.
Okay.
With one single label, as part of having control and power over these groups. Okay. And they were, as part of this stereotype, they were considered, happy-go-lucky, dog sledge riding, igloo living, seal hunting people.
Yeah, all the stereotypes that we have in our head when we hear the name Eskimo. Yeah,
exactly. So when the concept of Eskimo is used, people start to think like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And they were thought of as strange, as exotic, but also less than human. And therefore in need of Western civilization. So the concept Eskimo was used to put people in a lower position than the Western civilization. And the people
just to make it more easy to control them, or
exactly, yes. And in fact, the concept of Eskimo was also used to turn them into children. Who were in need of care and supervision of the parent, and the parent would be, the Western colonial master.
Well, Frank, thank you very much. First of all, these have been some really cool information, and also thank you for the brief history behind the concept, or better, the term Eskimo. And I'm pretty sure these information are going to help us in our discussion. As you might know, we already told you about that. We're discussing our band's name at the moment, and we gave ourselves that name like 10 years ago or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, we had no actual meaning behind it, to be honest. But now it got a little bit tricky. So we try to rethink all that at the moment, and your information are going to help us for sure. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah. But I don't know. Do you think you could give us any recommendation or arguments or stuff like that? Because it's so hard to make a decision right now, and we thought maybe you could help us.
Well, I mean, it is a complex issue, so I will do my best to try to summarize it in 3 points. And the first point is that the Inuit, they have asked the world not to be called Eskimos because they consider the Eskimo concept part of the colonial system that has been oppressive towards them, right? And it maintains a stereotype that they don't want to circulate, right? The second point would be that Inuit, they don't term themselves Eskimos. They have different names for themselves, and it has been given by people from the outside and labeled onto them, and that labeling itself is an act of power. And finally, a last argument would be that avoiding the concept of Eskimo is also to break what can be termed everyday racism, or as we say in Denmark, hyggeracism, right? Where you just maintain and circulate stereotype, but just for fun, or we have no bad intentions, but by doing that, you maintain this kind of structural discrimination and maintain the system itself. So that's why the Inuit, they are also struggling to make the world change the language that is used when talking about them. But the concept of Eskimo has been used by organizations and by companies in their own names or in products. And within the last 10 years, a lot of organizations and companies, they have had to rebrand due to this. And an interesting fact is that one of the last things that President Obama did while in office was actually to sign a legislation that replaced the term Eskimo with Alaska Native. So that was one of the last things he did in office. It is a minefield when you start to look into the concepts that we use on other people, how we label other people. And I think it's a continuous discussion that societies are having throughout history. How we should be together. So I think this is a kind of invitation to for you to reconsider how you are in the world and how you meet other people.
That conversation was a big step forward.
Absolutely. So
good.
Thanks from Germany. Thanks from our whole band, and all the best for you and your studies. And maybe one day, if we're close by, you can give us a call and you can see your first show. Thank you, Frank. Bye.
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 Well, what should we say? That was a lot of new input for us. Yeah, but first of all, thanks to Frank again.
Yes, totally.
For all these new and really interesting information.
Yeah, especially because all these information we just got are actual facts and not only some random information from the internet or whatever. I'm pretty sure that these can be very helpful for our discussions in the band, but maybe also for the whole topic. But still, we're gonna need some time to let all that sink in first, I guess.
Yeah, totally. But we have to say that we are so impressed by all the comments that you left under our last video. Thank you for that. Thank you very much.
When we read all your comments and lovely messages, it's so motivating, so encouraging for us. There are so many nice messages. We would love to answer them all, but there are just too many. Yeah. And but be sure, we read them all, and we really appreciate all that kindness and how reflected you discussed this topic.
And some of our friends have taken on the discussion on their very own YouTube videos. And what should we say? Some of them are very elaborate and very reflected and pretty cool and interesting.
We can show them. For example, we can recommend Finn Mckenty, for example.
Yeah.
Very cool video. Thanks for that. And of course, our boy Nik Nocturnal has taken on that topic as well. If you're interested in this whole discussion, feel free, check them out and leave a comment. And last but not least, one important thing. This whole process of talking about our band's name, this whole discussion, made very clear to us how much we miss being in touch with you guys. I think within the last 2 years, we never had a closer connection to you. And we thought it would be a great idea.
Very great idea.
Yeah, maybe to go live somewhere.
Yeah, just having a little live hangout on Instagram, a little Q&A, or maybe, but this is a maybe, we can give you some secret but very nice workout tips.
Of course we can. Oh, look at that biceps, Nico. It's a weapon.
It is.
No, we don't know when we're gonna go live, but we're gonna update you on that. So better check out our Instagram or whatever. And yeah.
Thanks for your attention.
Of course. And thanks for your time. Thanks for checking all this out. And maybe you want to leave some comments again. We're definitely gonna check them out. And yeah, have a nice day.
And try to catch orchestras.